The cat's coming out the bag in Atlanta. Judge Euro Suge Knight Glanville has been physically busted. This is what the judges do throughout the United States. That's why the Honorable Donald Trump is trying to reshape this. Let's get this right. Y'all hate on Donald Trump all you want. I'm just keeping it 100. He's been busted. They've been doing this for years. This is how they locked up me and my comrades, by these same tactics that they're doing now, except now it's being exposed because there's cameras in the courtroom and there's social media. Remember that. They've been doing this for years. I'm going to break it down, let you understand what's going on, that they took the Young Thug YSL trial and they postponed it indefinitely until they decide if they're going to kick this crackpot off the case. He's one of those super think he tough clowns that used to get beat up in school, and now he has the power to rule and judge over the gangsters that terrorized them. So right now, while he looking at Young Thug, he thinking of that kid that used to bully his little bald head wannabe Suge Knight ass. Let's get this thing started, man. We gonna ride today, man. All right? Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit the notification bell. Hit the notification bell. Hit the notification bell. Alright? And subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you're already subscribed, hit the notification bell. Keep it 100. Alright? We're going to pop this thing off, man. Alright, Unique Make Audio, man. They down there and they getting busted. And the crazy part is, right, now it's beneficial, for the government, to expose the government. So being that Fannie Willis was the one to have the balls to go at Donald Trump down in Atlanta, they chose the Atlanta Fulton Court to expose how the whole United States justice system work in all these courts when a black man come in. So right now they're going to expose it to show that this is how the court system run, which they been knew it, but they letting the public see it so that they know that Donald Trump can't get a fair trial down there. So it's all a master plan that was masterfully put together by the powers that be to expose the Fulton County Court, which is filled with nothing but black people. You know what I mean? The black chief judge. Yo, listen, when I watch the news, and I know y'all gonna say I'm biased, I'm gonna keep it 100. When I watch the news, man, and I know y'all ain't gonna like this, but I gotta say it. When I see, the black politicians speaking, it irks my stomach, because I know that they, you're faking, Talk to me, like you with me, like you one of me. Don't try and talk to me like I'm a European and then turn around and say you want my vote and I don't know what the hell you talking about. You know what I mean? Talk simple language, bro. You know what I mean? But anyway, right? The Young Slime Life YSL trial for Atlanta rapper Young Thug and his co-defendants has been put on hold indefinitely, right? The judge in the Young Thug's internationally watched criminal trial in Atlanta has been paused. Court proceedings indefinitely until another judge can rule on several motions filed by the defense attorneys to recuse Judge Suge Knight Glanville. You know what I mean? Now, one of them being whether the judge, Suge Knight Glanville, should have recused himself from the case. Now, recuse himself from the case for what? Let me break that down to you. Recusal means to take off. They're saying that he had what they call an ex parte meeting in private with the with the rat and the rat's lawyer and the prosecutor to pressure the rat into getting back on the stand and taking back his, refusing to testify. You know what I mean? Because they really needed this guy. So Suge Knight, he working with the government. The judge and the prosecutors work together, man. That's why, so many people have to plead out in federal court because the judge, the prosecutor, all those public defenders, They all working together, man. Unless you get a pit bull like Brian Steele or a little chihuahua, they're just gonna grab onto their ankles and not gonna let it loose. Right now, Brian Steele got Judge Glanville Suge Knight by the ankles and he's shaking them. He's shaking them. You remember a week ago, how he was talking all tough? Oh, I'm gonna redact the transcripts. You know what I mean? I'm gonna I'm not going to recuse myself. I'm not going to do this. And I'm going to hold your white ass in contempt of court because you forgetting that you one of us and I could treat you just like one of them that you representing because he's in his mind, the judge, he's thinking that everybody's supporting the crap he's doing because he's not used to it being televised where the world could see these corrupt actions they do. Now, they have what they call, ex parte, like I said. The legal term ex parte means a decision made by a judge without requiring all parties in dispute to be present. Now, so in other words, if it's something simple and they're going back there to decide, what day they should hold court, how long should the recess go, stuff like that, the other party don't really have to be there because it's not detrimental. But when you're talking about a rat bastard that's the key witness in the case and he's right there, right? He right there, the key witness. And now he's saying he's not testifying. And then the judge locks him up. So the judge locks him up and puts him in the cage for a weekend. He come back and the judge said, yo, bring him in my chamber. I'm going to help you scare the crap out this nigga. You know what I mean? So they bring old little Woody in there, right? They bring little Woody in a joint. They got the meeting. Brian Steele wondered what's going on because they said there was going to be a meeting, but they never called him because they knew they could get little Woody to flip without having Brian Steele there because Brian Steele would be able to let him know, hold up, you can't lie to that man and tell that man that. That's illegal for you to do that. So now after he get busted with that, they come out in the courtroom and they ask him what happened. You know what I mean? And Brian Steele let him know, I heard you had a secret meeting without me. I mean, come on, what is this, Ku Klux Klan? And you black. You black, Glanville, what are you doing? You're doing Klan meeting. You know what I mean? You're supposed to make sure that one of your own get a fair trial in your court of law. But you're doing like these Europeans do. What are you doing? You know what I mean? And he said, well, who told you that? And he said, no, you weren't supposed to have a meeting in the back. Who told you that? You know what I mean? No, but you know that that's wrong for you to do that because you can't coerce the witness. You done told Lil Woody that he gonna sit in jail for at least 3 years. And after all the co-defendants go to trial, if he don't testify, judge, you know better than that. You're supposed to make sure one of your brothers get a fair trial in your courtroom. Who told you that? You know what I mean? Who told me what? Who told you that we had this meeting? Did you have the meeting or not? Yeah, but who told you? You know what I mean? This is what went on, right? So this is the big thing going on now. And the judge is trying to say that, Brian Steele didn't have to be there. Your ass didn't have to be there. You're the judge. You wasn't supposed to be there. You know what I mean? But anyway, so he pulled a fast one and he got busted, right? Now, the judge was having an ex parte communication with the district attorney and a witness, said Tom Church, a trial attorney who showed up in court in a show of support for Brian Steele. Now, when Brian Steele got, the contempt of court, a whole bunch of other lawyers came to his defense because they know that they could easily do it to them if they didn't already. So they came to support and wrote on the motions with him and, you know what I mean, and was supporting Brian Steele. Let's ride. We're going to ride. That's the same way, right, that I was trying to say, and I'm still saying, that we supposed to support our people. Regardless, yes, because they're black. They're supporting Brian Steele because he's a lawyer. You know what I mean? And whatever they do to Brian Steele affects other lawyers. So whatever they do to Young Thug, Diddy, Kanye, Jay-Z, Drake, 50 Cent, you know what I mean? Anybody. It applies to us, fool ass. So that's why you make sure that we get a fair trial. You don't let people like Euro, Suge Knight, Glanville go in there and rough off your comrade's rights because you mad that he made $1 billion, or you rightfully so mad that, you saw the videotape what he did with Cassie. He should still be protected under equal protection of the law, the same way the Europeans and other races make sure that their races is protected. They have things at the embassy, the Chinese embassy. If somebody get arrested from China, they got somebody come right here and help represent them in court to make sure America don't stamp on their rights as a Chinese citizen here on a foreign land. But we so confused that we don't know what land we come from. We don't even know what color we are in 2024. We think because we made $1 million, $1 billion that we wanted them. No, you still from Africa. Remember that. You still from Africa, not Europe, to you rat bastards that couldn't understand and talk about I call white people European. They from Europe, you clown ass niggas. Just like we from Africa. Nowadays, a black person would get mad if somebody asks them, you know, oh, you from Africa? Hell no, I'm from Harlem. And they think that's cool. They would get offended if someone asked them if they're from Africa. Would I look like African? Yeah, nigga, you black. You forgot you black. No, I'm an African American. This is how y'all really sound in my mind sitting here listening to this foolery, man. But that's why we got to make sure our people is represented in these courts of law. If they violate these courts of law, they should be punished under the courts of the law. But you don't railroad our people. You don't abandon our people. You don't throw our people under the bus. They didn't throw Brian Steele under the bus. That's why he got this far, because other lawyers supported him. And that's why we have to support our people, you know? Now, that means that, you know, like I was saying, you know, they had the ex parte meeting in the back and all that, right? So, you know, that means that he was talking to the attorney and the witness, talking about the judge, without anyone from the defense being present, and that is generally considered improper conduct in legal terms. You know what I mean? You're not allowed to do that, man. Now, this is how it all started, right? It all began Friday, June 7, 2024, when Copeland, a.k.a. Little Woody, or, you know, whatever you want to call him, was jailed for refusing to testify. Copeland is his last name, so I'm going to just say Copeland. Copeland is widely believed to have informed police of crimes allegedly committed by Young Thug and the alleged YSL, Young Slime Life criminal gang. All right, so that's what he did, right? So in other words, he ratted. I mean, no matter how you want to put it, you know, he ratted, you know. Just calling a spade, right? So I'm going to say it again. Copeland is widely believed to have informed police of crimes allegedly committed by Young Thug and alleged YSL criminal gang, right? That following Monday, right, because they locked his ass up on Friday. Look, they locked him up on Friday because he pled the fifth and he already agreed to be a rat bastard. So they said, no, you can't sign on to be a rat bastard and then run off. You know what I mean? So that's where we was at. So now, that following Monday, Copeland had changed his tune and he agreed to testify. You know what I mean? After they locked him up, gave him a weekend in jail, he thought about, oh shit, I'm a rat. What am I doing? I'm supposed to be in here. So he agrees to go on the stand. He's really confused is all it is right now. But now, so Mr. Steele, the attorney for the rapper Young Thug, also known as Jeffrey Williams, found out about the private meeting and he filed a motion for mistrial, saying that, hold up, the judge is working with the prosecution. This is a mistrial all day. Throw this shit out. Let my man go home, you know? Old Suge Knight, he liked to rough things off, you know, Glanville. So he said, nah, I ain't throwing nothing out. And I just want to know who told you. You know what I mean? But you know that's illegal. All I want to know is who told you. So you don't care if it's illegal. No, I just want to know who ratted me out. But hold on. You're dealing with a rat over there, and now you want to find your rat that's going to rat on you, but you okay with pressuring this rat to testify, but you don't want, you know, your rat to, you know, spill the beans on me when that rat that you got forcing to testify spilled the beans on my client. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Just to show you, I'm just making light of this, how crazy this is. Judge Glanville mad that he got a rat in his organization, but yet he over here coddling to this rat, telling him to go ahead and testify. Come on, man. But little Woody, he doing the right thing now, man. He coming out, and all this is gonna wind up helping Thug, man. This thing is gonna be a mistrial. But not to wish bad, but I'm just telling you how the feds work, because they did it in my case. You know what I mean? My my co-defendants, I'm riding. I'm riding. My co-defendants, they had charges, and it was already all locked up in state prison, doing time, convicted and serving time, some getting ready to go home, right? They locked up in the state prison, and while they locked up in the state prison, the feds came and indicted them on my case for selling drugs. After he indicted them for selling drugs on my case, what they did was they used the charges that they pled guilty, to in the state court, and was serving a sentence for in the state court. They gave them that, right? And they brought those over into my indictment and made them what they call overt acts. Overt acts is just conduct that furthered the motion of the overall scheme, meaning organization, right? So they used them as overt acts, but they was able to use them over here. And then they indicted my co-defendants for the same charges, but they use them as overt acts. So that, see how they play these little games? The jury don't have to find them guilty, but we're going to indict them on the conspiracy charge, and we're going to use the charges they already pled guilty to, serving time to, in the state, and we're going to bring them over to the feds, and we're going to use them in the feds so that we could, find them guilty of conspiracy. And then conspiracy so broad that your conduct during the conspiracy is what determine your time, so we'll be able to get them life. So that's how they brought my co-defendants over, and that's when they came over and they were like, yo, man, I got to plead guilty. I already pled guilty to this in the state. What's the sense in going to trial for something that I pled guilty to in the state? You know what I mean? So they pled guilty in the state, the feds, which was nothing wrong with that. But then they decided to be rat bastards. You pled guilty to what you did what you did, end of story, man. So this is what's happening, right? So, let me ride back. Judge Euro Suge Knight Glanville should definitely recuse his own self. He even wanted, look, Brian Steele asked him for the documents that was in the back. Right? He asked him for the transcripts, of the meeting, being that I wasn't allowed to be at the meeting. You're saying the meeting is even. He said, let me get the transcripts, And Suge Knight Glanville said, nah, I'm going to look over the transcript. I'm going to cross out whatever I want to cross out that I think you may be able to use against me. And then I'll give it to you once I know there's nothing in it you could use against me. This is what the judge actually told him. That's what he meant when he said he was going to redact the transcripts from the secret ex parte hearing that he had with Little Woody the Rat. Could you understand this? Do you understand the words that come out of my mouth? This judge said that the meeting that we had wasn't really serious. It wasn't really about nothing. You know what I mean? You didn't really need to be there. You know what I mean? So we did nothing wrong, but we didn't want you to know about it. So all I want to know is, how did you know about it? He said, no, I'm not going to tell you. And he said, what do you mean not going to tell me? You're supposed to be one of us. He said, no, I'm working with my client. You know what I mean? He said, I'm working with my client. So, what do you expect me to do here? And, just from that, so you understand, right? Where they at right now, where they filed it in the Georgia Superior Court, and when they filed the Georgia Superior Court, because that Judge Glanville is supposed to be a smart nigga. He's supposed to be a smart nigga. He just think he white, so he working with the whites. You know what I mean? That's Judge Glanville's problem, because he's supposed to be a smart nigga. But he's the chief judge down there in Fulton County. And could you imagine these people going against the machine that Donald Trump has when he come down there? What are they losing their mind down there? Could you believe this is the chief judge? If this is your chief judge down there in Fulton County, y'all ain't got no business messing with Donald Trump and his army, man. Because he got the best lawyers, man. This man got one pit bull on your tail, and you over there stumbling, lying, throwing him in jail, and then want to apologize and don't know how to apologize, and you just want this to be over, Judge. The judge just want this whole ordeal to be over. The judge want this to be over more than Young Thug. Thug is going through it right now. Thug, man, he gets a round of applause. I don't think my applause working right now. He gets a round of applause. because he just sitting there taking it up like a straight G. While I was going through my RICO CTE situation, I just sat there. And that's the same I sat there like Thug looking. And I'm looking at these rat bastards getting up there on the stand against me. And I'm thinking, damn, is this the same man that I go to the house for? I gave cars, I gave money, you know what I mean? Gave him an opportunity to change his life. And now he's up here testifying against me? And then they start making up lies that the prosecutor tell them. And they're such a good liar because they're trying to go home so bad. When they tell these lies, you start scratching your head and you question it. Damn, did I do that? Like, you know, feel like Urkel, you know what I mean? These elaborate lies, you know? Like, did I do that? You know, nah, nigga, you didn't do that. That's the rat bastard just trying to convince the jury so don't get caught up with this bull crap. You know, but anyway, right, according to the trial court's report, Steele received information about what took place during the ex parte conversation between Fulton prosecutors in Glanville, you know. When Glanville asked Steele how he received the leaked information, Steele refused, you know, to disclose the information. When he refused to answer Glanville where he heard about the meeting, the judge held Steele in contempt of court, so I'm going to lock your ass up. You know what I mean? I'm going to lock that ass up. You know what I mean? Steele was taken into custody when he refused to answer repeated requests from Glanville on how he heard about, you know, the conversation. Glanville's order was filed on the height, right, of the historically long trial, most dramatic weeks. In other words, while Woody had this thing popping, you know what I mean? That's when he just started. When he just started cranking up, you know what I mean? And then now all of this come to stop it when Woody had us all like in the TV, like we watching The Simpsons or something, you know, when we was younger, you know? So this was the 100th day of the court proceeding during the trial, right? Now, it's something I wanted to say about this so you understand, right? This man is so concerned about the leak that he don't want to rule on the secret meeting and what is going on, you know, which I don't understand for the life of me, you know. But, you know, nobody, cocky dudes like that don't want to admit when they're wrong. So now you go, Fulton County Superior Court Chief Judge, right? You're Suge Knight Glanville. Also released the transcripts in a timeline to the June, 10, 2024 transcript. The same day, Glanville ordered Thug's attorney, Brian Steele, held in contempt of court. On Monday, Glanville also held a private in-camera review of that transcript. So in other words, what Glanville did was tell the stenographer, yo, give me the transcript. Let me look it over so I could, you know, take out whatever it is that this no good cracker that's sitting here trying to defend this nigga could use against me. This is what Glanville's saying to his people, man, behind closed doors. You know, just so you understand, like, yo, this crack on my ass for this nigga. I don't know what the hell is going on here, man. It's when, you know, I thought the lawyers were supposed to be with us. I can't wait till he bring his white ass back in this court again, because he going to be defending another nigga, and I'm going to get him, especially when defending another European. You know what I mean? I'm going to really stick it to him. I'm not even going to accept no deal that he give him. And Glanville already thinking about how to get even. Look at the picture I used behind me. Glanville is like, how do I get this cracker for disrespecting me for this nigga? And I know the white person he talking to is looking at him like, Suge Knight, you black too. You a nigga. You know what I mean? Who a nigga? I'm no nigga. You know what I mean? That's Glanville. I just see him jumping. Who's a nigga? I'm no nigga. You know what I mean? Yes, you are. They see you as a nigga, Glanville. Stop it. You know, no matter, you know, if you got a black robe and a hammer in your hand or not. You know what I mean? Because even though we got black leather jackets and guns in our hands, they still see us as who we are. So we still see you as who you are. Now, right, so the Fulton County Superior Court Judge Glanville also released the transcripts on that day. The same day, Glanville ordered Thug attorney to be held in contempt. Then on that Monday, you know, he had the private review of the transcript. Then he also, he canceled a scheduled July 3rd public hearing on that same issue. You know what I mean? Now, searching for answers. Let's search for some answers. Glanville had also ordered Kenneth Copeland and his stand-in attorney, Kyla Bumpus. You know, she a little cutie too. Hey, Kyla. You know, Kyla Bumpus. I like to interview her. I want to pick your brain, Kyla. You know what I mean? I want to see, but I respect her because she wasn't with it from the door. She said, I don't want no parts of this. She even had little Woody tell her, you fired. That's where that little Woody was talking to. He said, Bumpus, you fired. You know, and the judge knew that there was all the plot that that she just wanted off the case. Woody knew he didn't want on the case, so he looked out and said, "Man, get out this crazy ass circus they got you in. Let me deal with this. I got myself in this mess." Is what Woody's saying to her. You know, let me get myself out of it. So I'm just gonna fire you so you can just get out. Then the judge said, "Nah, I'm not gonna let you fire her." You know what I mean? Then she put in the motion to be, taken off the case. And he said, no, I'm not going to take you off the case. And like, hold up. So Woody's like, man, I told her I fired her. You know what I mean? He said, no, you can't fire her. You know what I mean? She got to give 10-day notice. Until then, we're going to move forward with the trial. She's going to be a lawyer for the next 10 days. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm trying to fire her. You know? And she said, I'm trying to get off the case. He said, no. You're stuck on here for another 10 days until I decide what I'm going to do because, I'm Suge Knight. I could rough it off and do what I want to do. And that's what he did in that courtroom. Let's give it to you in layman terms from a nigga that been through it. You know what I mean? And y'all get mad at me saying nigga all you want, you stupid niggas. But anyway, you know what I mean? Now, Negress means king. We're king. Niggas is king. They know it, and that's why they trying to strip that title from us too. Put the little, put the little rat bastard comments on that one. You know what I mean? They trying to strip us of our title, nigga. Because they know that nigga mean king. They already changed from Negress to nigga. You know what I mean? To throw it off. And they said it with vengeance. They normally spit tobacco when they say it. I see them do it all in the prison in the Midwest and all that. Nigga. You always hear the after they say nigga. That's them spitting the tobacco out like you a nasty taste in their mouth. You know what I mean? And I lived through that for 26 years. So I know how it is. So let's stop it, man. That's why all that gangster, they the gangsters, my nigga. You know what I mean? Oh, my bad. You ain't supposed to be called my nigga. All right, my wannabe white people. So now, Glanville, like he canceled that date, right? So now, Kyla Bumpus, Glanville ordered Kenneth Copeland and his attorney to start his standing attorney, Kyla Bumpus, to a hearing to determine why either of them should not be held in contempt of court for disclosing an ex parte conversation to Steele on June 10th. Now, you want to hold a hearing, you know what I mean? Why they told something or said something that wasn't illegal, that wasn't against the court laws. Because you yourself, Judge, said that it was nothing in it. It was an innocent ex parte hearing. But yet you threatened little Woody with being locked up until the duration of the trial and all 16 people go and said the trial could last another 3 years. Little Woody ain't trying to go to jail. That's why he made up all those crazy stories for you. Little Woody played y'all, man. Little Woody played y'all. Little Woody do get a round of applause, though. Little Woody played y'all and got in and out of court all them times, and now Little Woody just need to pay the piper and realize that, they caught up with me. Because what they gonna do, right? Let's ride. Let's ride. What they gonna do, right? They're gonna turn around and call a mistrial. They're gonna let Thug out. Thug gonna come out. They're gonna throw a big party. Just when he start getting his life back, thinking everything is good, then the feds are gonna come in with an indictment. Can we ride? I had 2 attempt murders on the police in New York, right? So you understand, serious charges. Real serious charges. Now. I had those charges and they let me go. Right. And then they came back 3 years later, and I was in the state, and gave me a Fed charge. And then used all that in the indictment. You know what I mean? Used all that in the paperwork. The same thing that, I beat in court. The same way he beat in the state court. Same way he beat this in the state. They're going to take it into the feds. We just have to buckle in for the ride and support our brother. And this ain't wishing bad on him and you rat bastard. Some stupid scumbag had the nerve to say, oh, that's dry snitching. No, stupid ass nigga. This is how the game is played all over the country. You just watching YouTube to learn it. I sat in the courtroom with handcuffs and shackles to learn it. You scumbag. And that's why I say just sit back, enjoy the ride, and shut the fuck up. If you got legitimate questions, feel free to ask. I even put my number on the screen for the civilized. And I apologize for getting so, emotional, but this is dear to me because it took 26 years of my life, and I got comrades that been in there for 4 decades and counting, and 5 decades. So this is serious to me when these clowns play these games by snitching, because if nigga in prison, you even think about it, you get your face chopped off. Y'all not used to consequences out here no more, and that's why y'all need to pay attention. Not promoting violence, but just giving you a real. That's why y'all need to pay attention to what they doing down there in the South. They bringing that gangster shit back. That's why I say don't get involved in the street. The South bringing that gangster shit back. And I'm going to say it again, don't get involved in the street. But they playing by the rules of the street. And y'all on social media trying to judge these men that chose a side. They dealing with their own war. You clowns dealing with wars with your boss and scared to tell your boss that you don't like what he did. And then you want to tell a man how to fight to protect his life in a war? You see how crazy you niggas sound to me? And that's why I just still say niggas, because I'm just so disappointed in you, man. Y'all, I've been on here long enough, man. Y'all, make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. Unsubscribe if you're a rat bastard. I don't need you anyway. I would have had 200,000 subscribers by now. Now I'm just pushing up to 100 because I had to block 100,000 you clowns. When you make stupid ass comments, right? Let me tell you what I do on my channel, Unique Make Audio. When you make a stupid ass comment, I don't delete the comment. I just hide your dumb ass from my channel because you're not welcome here. They got a little button that says hide user. So your dumb ass can't come back. Being that you can't retain yourself, right? You can't retain yourself from sticking your nose in where it don't belong. I know how to keep it away from you so I can help retain you. And I just hide you from my channel, which is equivalent to blocking your dumb ass. Or just sit there and ask legitimate questions, post legitimate comments, and let's have a civilized conversation. But I'm telling you that I went through what this young man is going through, and I know what he's feeling in his heart right now, and I'm feeling it for him. So that's why I get emotional and passionate and call these rat bastard scumbags, because I watched them sit on the stand the same way against me. My comrades that went to my mother's house, swum in my pool, ate my mother's cooking, called my mother mommy, and then got on the stand and said, lock him up for the rest of his life so I could go home to mine. And you don't think I'm supposed to have no type of emotion for that? Man, I'm tapping out because you clowns don't get it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Cop the book of Rowan Harlem. It's on the screen right there, the rowanharlem.com or Amazon. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're already subscribed, go back and double check, make sure you hit that notification bell, man. All right, this for real gangsters and people that want to know about gangsters. This is not a rat bastard channel. This is a gangster channel, damn it.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, yeah. Heat back on the strip, getting back in the mix. Yeah. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Yeah. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Real. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top Beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. They be horn Uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in Uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.